Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Chidima. If you're new on this channel, please you are very much welcome and consider subscribing immediately. And to you my lovely returning subscribers, thank you all for coming back today. In this video, I'll be talking about how to construct a perfect CV for a healthcare assistant job. This is related to my last video where I talked about the eligibility and the requirement to become a healthcare assistant. So now that you found out you are eligible and you are qualified, now how do you construct that perfect CV that will really attract the recruiters and make them invite you for job interview? And that is what we'll be talking about today. So without stressing so much, let's slide into the video.
Say what you wanna say to me now.
There are some few points to note when constructing a good CV. Number one, you need to write legibly. You need to have a very good layout of your CV, okay? Now, use Microsoft Word in arranging your CV so that they will really be easy. The font, the size, and your writing, you'll be able to, restructure your CV in a very outstanding manner. Now, include plenty of keywords in your CV, and these keywords should be related to your job roles in the job you're applying for. Avoid some personal details like your date of birth, your nationality, and your religion. Do not include them in your CV. It is not needed. And also, do not include your hobbies and your interests, and always proofread your CV, or you give it to someone you trust to help you proofread so that you can correct any misspellings and grammatical errors. And finally, do not use graphics in your CV. Good. Now let's talk about your CV structure, because when writing a CV, you should have a structure. That is, you should have a pattern. You don't just jumble in words and comment here and there. You really need to structure it so that it will be very attractive and professional. Now, the first thing you want to talk about in your CV is your name and your contact details. Your name, your contact details like your phone number, your email address, your LinkedIn URL if you have one. If you don't have one, that is okay. Then your address, that is your current address where you live. Then after that is your professional profile. After your professional profile, your key skills, then your professional experience, your qualifications, further details, and your references. Now let's discuss each heading one by one to see what we are required to write in each of them. So you start by writing your name, your phone number, your email address, your LinkedIn URL, and your current address. Then immediately after that is your professional profile. Your professional profile is just a brief summary of your experiences and your skills. So this professional profile is what will attract your recruiter so that they'll be able to read the rest of your CV. So you need to talk about the soft skills you acquired in your experiences. And if you don't have much of healthcare experiences, but you have some voluntary experiences, you've taken care of family, a loved one, you may also want to include that in your experience. Please, you are not to detail any of your experiences here. You will do that when you talk about your professional experience. Now, immediately after the professional profile, the next one is your key skills. Now, when listing your key skills, list them in relation to your job roles. When you're applying for a job, they'll tell you your roles that is expected of you. So there are some key skills there. You should be able to list them out together with other soft and the hard skills that you've acquired in your phase of experiences. Soft skills like communication skills, empathic skills, interpersonal skills, caring, respectful, patient, and some hard skills like being able to measure blood pressure, record vital signs, and so on. You can list between 8 to 10 essential key skills that you've acquired, okay? Now, the next one is your professional experience. Your professional experience is what convinces these recruiters that you are appropriate for the job. If your healthcare experiences is minimal, you may want to add any voluntary experiences you have. So this means that you can use this time and get some voluntary experiences. It may not be a paid job. You can just volunteer in a care home, hospital, clinic, home for disabled and all that, and gain some experience, because you really need to talk about these experiences in your CV. This is what boosts your CV and makes your employer want to employ you, okay? So for each of your previous role, you need to provide your job title, your employer name and your date of employment, and you should present this in a reverse chronological order, which means that your most recent job or your current job is the experience you will talk about first before listing the previous job you've done before, because your recruiter want to see what is happening to you at the moment before relating to what you've done in the past, okay? And this should be healthcare related. If you're an engineer or you don't have any healthcare experience, do not talk about your engineering experience or what have you. That is why you need to get some experiences, okay? So you need to talk about healthcare, health related experience or care related experiences, and you will have to include your responsibility and your achievements. Now the next one is your qualification, okay? Though there are no set qualification for healthcare assistant job, but if you have any healthcare qualifications like MVQ or BTEC, then you may want to include that here. Now if you don't have any of dis qualification but you have general certificate of secondary education or its equivalent depending on the country you are applying for, you may want to include dis in your qualification. At least you must have a pass in English and maths in your senior secondary school level or whatever be the case, okay? So you need to state your level of qualification, the name and the year of accomplishment. Now if you don't have any of dis but you've done some short courses in some health related topics like infection control, first aid or any other health related free online courses. Now if you don't have any, you may want to enroll in some free courses that are health related, especially if you don't have a qualification in healthcare. There are so many free online courses that you can take. It's free and it will really go a long way in boosting your CV. I'll be showing you a typical healthcare assistant CV. It's a template that will guide you in writing your own CV and how you structure your CV, okay? Mary started with her name and her contact details, which is her home address, phone number and email address. Then she went down to talk about her professional profile, which is a summary of her experiences and skills, and she avoided the use of pronouns like I. She didn't state I am a compassionate and experienced healthcare, rather a compassionate and experienced healthcare assistant, okay? Then after that, she went down to list her key skills which are related to the job roles she's applying. She went over to describe her work experiences. She stated the place she worked and the duration, and she also listed her duties and responsibilities, all dis in a reverse chronological order. So the most recent experiences comes first. Then she went over to describe her qualification, the place she obtained the qualification, the year, the level of the qualification, as well as the core skills acquired in the course of the qualification. And finally, some additional information like being a car driver, having a car, being able to speak different languages and so on. And you also include your references, or you tell them that references are available on request. Now, having said all of this, let me quickly remind you that do not include your personal information like your date of birth, your religion and so on. Please do not include your hobbies and interests, and always remember to proofread your CV or you give it to a trusted person to help you proofread, and remember to correct any spellings and grammatical errors, okay? Alright, so we have come to the end of this video. I hope you found this very useful. I hope you find it very interesting as well. Please, if you've not subscribed to my channel, kindly do that immediately and hit the notification bell so that whenever I release any content, you won't miss out on that. So thank you for watching and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.